Hi, Juliet. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're waiting for people to come to class. Today is a public holiday, so people are a bit relaxed. How have you been? How is work? Did you try to carry out the assignment? Hello, Grace. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, so yesterday I left you an assignment. Work is good. That's good. That's good to hear. Yesterday I left you with an assignment, and that's what I just put up there before we start our last lesson in this series of the Empty Vessel series. But since you're here now, as we wait for more to come, this is Build Beyond You. My name is Jacinta, and this channel is dedicated to those who are rediscovering your identities, nurturing your innate abilities, and with the event that you step into your true leadership authority. But in the process of nurturing your innate abilities, you also get to overcome challenges or hindrances that hinder you from flourishing in your true identity or stepping into your true leadership authority. Now, those challenges, that pain is what becomes purpose. How do we turn pain into purpose? How do we draw solutions from pain, like the Empty Vessel series that we're looking at? She came in with a debt. She came in, her two sons were going to be taken into slavery. But then at the end of the day, as you can see in today's class, you realize that the story changed. She went in with nothing, she went out with transformation, legacy, sustainability systems. She went out with structures. She went out with legacy. She went out with an inheritance. So, for those who have lost hope, for those who have been broken by systems, by structures, by people, environments, by so many different situations in life, it is not the end of the road. It is not too late. You can actually go back again and dig the ditches. God still hears. And you can turn from your ways just in case you had completely taken a wrong turn. And this is an environment that gives you that atmosphere to be able to nurture that which is dormant, unlocked potential. You know it, you have a nudging that there's something inside of you, especially if you've experienced emotional instability, like abuse emotionally. You have been going through a lot of manipulation. You've gone through a lot of pain, torment, oppression, external factors, internal factors, trauma based challenges, all that. You need to go through healing, you need to go through the transformation practically, practically and experientially. And one day at a time, you will break out of that. Okay? And it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old you are. I have been with a 70-year-old man who actually came back to life. Like, not dead, but everything inside him was completely dormant. But he actually realized that it's never too late. It's legacy. Yeah, you can see the owner of KFC who created KFC. I think he was 65 or 70, something like that. Yeah. So it's never too late. It's never too late. Never too late. Never too late. And I believe that everyone can go through transformation and be healed and be transformed and develop their solution to a particular problem that they were uniquely created to solve. No one should lie to you that your days are gone, your life is gone. There's nothing that can happen for you. No one should lie. Lie to you. You can actually recover. God told David, pursue, overtake, and recover everything, everything that was stolen from you. And he actually did. So You have to commit. You have to put in the work. No one is going to do it for you. No one is going to come and save you. But I can assure you, if you make a decision and say, you know what, I have had it. I am tired. I've been exhausted. I've been broken to pieces, and I can build back those pieces into something so beautiful. So beautiful. That's what we do here. We revitalize, we bring back to life, we strengthen that which is dormant, that which is dead. We revamp, we reignite that fire in you, and we put to remembrance what exactly happened, where did all this go wrong, and how can I gain back? How can I rejuvenate? How can I rediscover who I am, transform? And then at the end of the day, when you're transformed, you'll be able to transform another and hold another person's hand to also create solutions to problems that only they are inclined to solve. So it starts with a yes and a willingness and a commitment. The Empty Vessel series has showed us that someone can come from actually being indebted completely down to nothing. And today we're going to see how it all zeroed down to inheritance. Isn't that beautiful? So you are all very welcome. Good to see you all, guys. I've been waiting for you. Juliet, you're saying you are carrying a vessel of becoming a mentor to your other fellow women out there. Yes. And you're ready to give counseling to them. I like that, Juliet. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Okay, Juliet, kindly WhatsApp me. I think I've given you my number, or you can get it on TikTok. WhatsApp me in regards to that. Okay. Otherwise, hi, Kezi. Hello, Sim. Catherine, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming once again. Juliet, yes, once again. Grace, where is Kate? Where is Mia? Kezi, have you checked on your other twin, Mia? And Kate and Brenda, yes. Is there anybody else that I've forgotten? Yeah, check on them before we start. But you're all very welcome. And as you can see, we want to go sell the oil. Catherine, did you manage at least to listen to lesson 1? Kate is here as Kathy. Ah, okay. So where is Catherine? Because there were 2. There was Catherine and there was Kate. Now I need to confirm that Catherine, okay, is Kate. Okay. Okay, guys. So as we start the class, did you try to do the assignment? Same person with 2 accounts? Oh, same person with 2 accounts. Okay, okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for that correction. Okay. So did you manage to do anything with the assignment that I gave you, or you are waiting for the Q&A tomorrow? Because we're having a Q&A tomorrow, and we'll just have to go through and do some reflections on what we've been going through in the 11 lessons. And you see, we'll do some checking. Where are we? But yesterday's assignment, I asked you to examine your current capacity and be very honest with yourselves and, I mean, with the platform. What vessels are you preparing? Juliet has said mentorship. What still needs emptying? What structures are you building? Where has God instructed you to remain positioned? And are you truly ready for what you keep praying for? Okay. Oh, you got tired? You got tied up? Okay. But you went through lesson 10. Okay, fine. It's okay. You'll find time and you go through. No worries. We're not here on Saturdays and Sundays, so you have enough time to just hop in and listen. Okay. You're building the structure of a good leader. That's very beautiful. That's very, very beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, guys. So I would like to begin this class, this final class. We're still going on with the Empty Vessel series, and this is lesson 11. Go sell the oil. I think you've seen the transformation from the time she started. This is not a story from a storybook. This is someone's life. Someone's life whose sons were going to be taken away. It's not just a story, but I think you have seen how transformation can make you a totally different person, can birth in you stewardship, sustainability, and legacy if you decide to do exactly what you've been, like you're instructed, if you follow through. It may be in 11 lessons, but we don't even know how long it took for her to go through that process to where she ended up, you know. So we're looking at 2 Kings 4:7. Then she came and told the man of God, and he said, sell the oil. First of all, she came to him to give accountability of what she had done based on the instructions he had received from God to her. Yeah. And he said, now go and sell the oil, pay the debt, and leave thou and thy children of the rest. That's KJV. There must be simpler versions. So, what do you learn from this, in all honesty? Hmm? The moment where hidden capacity becomes sustainable provision, stewardship, legacy, and inheritance is where this woman is. That is that moment. You see, in her transformation journey, I don't think she expected to get to this point. She didn't even know that she had hidden capacity. And she could have never imagined, I'm sure, as well as you, that your hidden capacity can actually become sustainable provision for you, your family, and generationally. That hidden capacity that you're trying to unearth or uncover right now can become something that you get to steward. It can become legacy without you even realizing it. She began this journey very desperate. She was grieving. She was in debt. She was in fear. There was a lot of uncertainty. She lost her husband. Her two sons were being taken. Basically, her future just looked like it is destroyed. It is done. There's nothing you can do about it. Her sons are going to be taken into slavery and servitude. But what exactly did this woman do? You've seen how we've been going through the 11 lessons, the 10, okay, because today is 11, the 11th lesson. But you've seen her journey of obedience. You've seen her journey of preparation. You've seen her journey of humility. You've seen her journey of accountability, even to the end. She's coming back and saying, the jars are full. She's coming back to give accountability. Not only did she even lead and show her children that this is what we need to do. I'm modeling out for you, even when I am not here, even when I am long gone. This is what you need to do. Through her refinement, because she also went through refinement. She must have had weaknesses. She went through refinement. And she had faith. Because she could have given up those children, but she did not. And what was empty became overflow. Overflow, as in bring another vessel, bring another vessel, bring another vessel. No wastage, but bring another vessel, bring another vessel. And now you see this verse that we are talking about, it says, go and sell the oil. You see, the miracle was not about just survival. Go and sell. But he also told her, and you're going to live on that oil for the rest of your life. When he says live on that oil for the rest of your life, he means a solution. that you are going to birth. A solution that is in you. Only you can solve. Only you can solve. And it's not about survival, but you will solve, you will create a solution to a problem, and that solution is going to birth more income generating activities, and it's going to be able to take care of your children, even your children's children. You see? Because we're talking about sustainability, provision, stewardship, legacy, now inheritance. But it requires commitment, not so? It's about establishing sustainability, responsibility, and generational continuity. Because when you are responsible, the people who you are modeling it out for, they start becoming responsible. When you show that this is not ending with me, you have to continue with this. Their mind is registering that it will also not end with me. I have to continue and pass it on. It's not for me. And that establishes sustainability because remember, in your mind, it's continuity. So the systems and structures have to work. We have to evolve with the times. They can't remain the way they are. And the fact that each and everyone is given a chance to rediscover the solution that they are inclined to birth from problems they're experiencing or challenges. Even if the business is this business, everybody is going to come with their uniqueness and everyone is going to be appreciated based on their uniqueness. No one is going to force something on someone. No. This is what we do. But everybody adds value based on their uniqueness. When people are appreciated, when people are recognized, when people have a sense of belonging, that I have a voice, I am not silenced in this community, their contribution will be different from when their identity is shut, they don't have a voice, and all they do is work, work, work. You don't want to build that kind of culture in the work that you're doing right now. As a leader, as a steward, as a visionary, as a builder, you need to have a ground where people find out who they are, where people get to know what is my identity. What are the goals and the values that we share? It's very important. Yeah? So the instruction was no longer borrow vessels, shut the door, or pour the oil. The instruction was go and sell. Go and sell. That was the instruction now. What did this mean? Or Juliet, you learn to reflect before doing anything. That's a very nice thing. That's a very nice thing. When they say go sell the oil, this means that the hidden process now had to become functional stewardship. Because at first it was, let me go heal, after healing, align, after aligning, start getting solutions, and then I try to pay the debt. But it went out of that survival of we're only working to survive for the day, for the month. Now you're thinking generationally. And that requires creating solutions. And you don't have to go out, just look there where you are. These challenges that you've been experiencing, they are priceless. That is your gift. That is your opportunity. Look at it as an opportunity to create solutions. See now, the way Juliet, hello Brenda, how are you? Good to see you. You see the way Juliet is now? What she's saying, it's beyond you. So it has to now become functional stewardship. And the oil was not only symbolic anymore, like symbolic of transformation only. No, it became a solution, it became a system, it became a structure, it became a sustainable resource. And what do we do here on Build Beyond You? We guide you to align your identity, to build systems and structures around your life, and to lead without emotional instability. It's about transformation. It's about rediscovering your identity. And when you go and shut that door, whatever it is that's going to come out of that transformation is a solution, a system, a structure, a sustainable resource that is capable of clearing the debt that you've been experiencing, of restoring your dignity. In the event that your name, your image, your reputation has gone down to zero, God will always give you a platform for restitution, especially when you yield to Him. That's why I'm saying it's never too late. No one should tell you you are broken, you are gone, even if at whatever age it may be. You can redeem the time, you can redeem your name, you can redeem your reputation. You've seen all the people in the good book. David, Saul, okay, Saul didn't redeem, but Moses, many. As for the kings, there are many. We learn from them. So the solution or the system or the structure not only helps you to clear a debt, it also helps you to restore dignity. It helps you to preserve your family. It helps you to create provision, not just for now, but even for later, and establish inheritance. Because a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And I'm going when we go through the lesson today, you realize that when I say inheritance, I am not only talking monetary terms. So this lesson teaches us that transformation is incomplete until what was developed in private becomes useful beyond ourselves. We went in broken, we went in indebted, we went in tormented, with trauma, in pain, emotionally abused, probably even mentally disintegrated, with all the vices that replace the virtues that you once had. Identity misalignment, no voice, no sound, nothing, broken, betrayed. By friends, by family, by workmates. Things have happened to you. But we have to acknowledge that we're not going to swim in that valley forever. That we're going to rise above it. That we can go in broken and we can get out transformed and transformed to transform others. That's what this is all about. The human blueprint system. It's an ecosystem and it keeps evolving. In every season, you become a totally different person, ready for another assignment, ready for another assignment. So, what happens when purpose is in view, but you're in pain? What happens? Mia, how are you? Good to see you. Hmm? What happens? The widow was in pain. Her husband died. That is not a joking subject. She was grieving. But that pain was not meaningless. That grief, that pressure, and then the death came. Now the fear, the desperation. She added all these things, and that environment birthed hidden oil. Because she came and said, I only have little oil left. Then he said, go collect vessels, shut that door. That little oil discovered more hidden oil. Capacity was built, obedience was tested, stewardship was formed. Because remember, she was now taking responsibility for the assignment she was given. You see, most of us pray for purpose, while resisting the process that produces it. Purpose is birthed out of pain. And it can be inside pressure. What pressure are you experiencing? It can be inside responsibilities. Those responsibilities may be very irritating, maybe too much. That burden may be heavy, but you remember when we talked about the burden? But it's from that burden. It may be inside sacrifice. Someone may think you're a fool. Let them say that you're a fool. But inside sacrifice, purpose is birthed. Inside responsibility, purpose is birthed. Inside that pressure, that mockery that you've experienced, and inside situations that we initially, wish would disappear. We're like, I wish this can just go away. I wish it can just go away. But the very burden that this widow once feared eventually became the doorway to provision. It opened doors. Transformation must eventually produce sustainability. It's not for just. No. You see, when he asked her, what do you have in your house? God already knew what she had in her house. And he knew what he was going to use. But he needed her to identify. You must be able to identify what it is that is in your house. And by house, not like just physical building. All this is symbolic. You know the Old Testament, we make reference to it. It's everything, most of it is symbolic. So that oil was not just given to her merely to deal with her emotions. It was to solve a real problem that's existent in the world. We're teaching about her. We're making reference to her story. Don't we experience the same problems? So imagine she had to sacrifice and live that life so that you and I today can make reference to her story and go through what we're experiencing. So, what story is God telling through you that you actually want thrown away? That you don't realize that that's a story that's going to be told years to come. That could be your legacy. Your life could be your legacy. Your experiences could be your legacy. Your pain could be the legacy that you're going to leave behind. Because here, that's her legacy. We create more solutions from her story because we also experience the same exact problems. So the oil was given not just merely impress her emotionally, but to solve a real problem. And it's important as leaders, as visionaries, as stewards, as founders to understand that transformation cannot sustain life. Eventually, it will collapse under pressure. She was instructed to go and sell. Transformation alone is not enough. There has to be sustainability. After transformation, what else? Sell the oil, pay the debt, live on the rest. Sustainability. Sustainability. And what does this reveal? Financial stewardship. Sustainability of that exact what she's doing. Responsibility. She's not only being responsible, but she's also modeling it for all of us here and her two sons. How many generations passed? We learn to become responsible. Even when we experience the same exact situation, we wake up and say, if she managed, then I can also manage. What does it reveal? Wisdom. She was instructed, sell the oil, pay the debt, live on the rest. That is wisdom. Even the way you think completely changes. Your perception of life completely changes. So now she's thinking long term. Now she's thinking other income generating activities. Her mind has changed. She has become the Proverbs 31 woman. God did not remove the problem. Do you realize He didn't remove the problem? Oh. He established a system that could sustain her, her household, and beyond the crisis that she was experiencing, even her household. So the challenge you may be experiencing right now, what is God doing in you? Before you cancel everything out. Hmm? When you say hidden work eventually becomes public responsibility. Right now, you may think that just going for the classes, well, we're just trying, managing. Eh. But you see, everything happened behind closed doors, and we're talking about her today. But what did she do? She first gathered. You remember? Then she emptied. She gathered the vessels. She emptied everything, pride, being defensive. She emptied. She went through refinement. Must have been fire. Because to bath that oil must have been fire. Then she went through the process of pouring from one vessel to the other, another vessel to the other, following instructions. You're having encounters, you're uncovering, then you go back again to the cycle. You have encounters, like that. She was pouring, and she was continually doing this with obedience while waiting. But eventually, this oil had to leave the house. It wasn't supposed to stay there. It was not going to stay behind closed doors. What does this teach you? That private preparation, this private preparation that you're carrying out right now, is eventually going to become public responsibility. Whatever God develops in hidden places, it's not going to remain there forever. He develops it in hidden places for a purpose. David and the sheep, remember? But when he was killing Goliath, was it a private matter? It was a public matter. So at some point, the wisdom that you are accumulating in this transformation process, it must serve other people. It's not going to remain with you. The healing that you are getting every single day, at least one of you has to tell me in my inbox, Jacinta, that healing, it must restore others. It's not going to stop with you. The same comfort you've received from God is the same comfort you're going to give another person. That leadership that you are cultivating right now, it must build systems. It's not going to just remain there in the box. You must be able to build a system, because we don't want to transform, heal, and stop there. No, we're looking at stepping into our true leadership authority. And at the end of the day, purpose must become impact. Everything that you engage in, ask yourself, what is the purpose? Okay, I'm getting married. What is the purpose of this marriage? What are we both called to? What problem are we called to solve? Now that is purpose. But if you go in love, it will fade. But when you go in with a purpose, it's a different story. That business that you're building, what is its purpose? And even when it goes down along the way, what is it telling you? What is being communicated to you? What is the hidden root cause that you may not be knowing that requires your attention? And why does God want you to know that? Why did He allow it to go? Everything has a reason as to why it is happening, and so is purpose in everything. It must become impact. You see, when we say legacy, legacy is more than material inheritance. This widow, she left behind more than the provision. What did she model to these two sons? She modeled obedience. The moment Elisha gave her the instructions and she followed through, she modeled obedience. She modeled resilience. She did not give them up. She didn't say, you go and they take you. She didn't give them up. She modeled resilience. She modeled humility. It takes humility to say, my dear sons, let's pay that is dead. Go collect the vessels. Let's enter. Let's lock up. That was humility. She was modeling to them. She modeled accountability. They were calculating everything, put the vessel here, do this. Modeling out to the children. Participation. Yes. She modeled sacrifice. Why wouldn't that son also sacrifice when he has seen this modeled out for him? She modeled stewardship. When you're given responsibilities, you are my responsibilities, you, my sons. Your father has died, but now I have to make sure that I fulfill my responsibilities with you and not give you up to creditors. She modeled endurance. That, my dears, you have to endure. Whatever you may be experiencing, we must endure. All this is legacy that is more than material inheritance. Is there any money that I've talked about here? But how many things have I mentioned? Nothing to do with money. Because every time we think of inheritance, we think money. It's not only monetary. It's in the values, the value system. So her sons witnessed how she handled pressure, how she responded to fear when, oh my God, daddy has died. And how did she respond? How she obeyed instruction when Elisha gave her the instructions. The sons were witnessing. And how she carried responsibility without abandoning them. She told them, guys, you know what? Let's work together. Probably they were supposed to be in school, but she was like, you know what? We need to do this together. You can't go alone. No, you can't. You'll spend much more time in the wilderness alone. So you must have accountability partners. I've kept on talking about this. You must have a community. You can't go alone. No, it's out of the question. God will help you. He'll see you through. That's why I say, get on your knees and pray for helpers. Healthy relationships. What did this become? This became generational inheritance. Have you heard me talking about money? Yes, it is needed, but it's like the last on the list because it will be attracted to functionality, management, organization, order. It will be attracted naturally because he said, go and sell. She had something to sell. But what is more important? I think the value systems are more important when it comes to inheritance, when it comes to generational impact, when it comes to sustainability, when it comes to continuity. Hmm? Legacy is not only property, wealth, status, titles. No, it's character. What character are you modeling out for your? By the way, I said in the beginning, even if you have failed, it's never too late to rebuild and gather your children and say, I made a mistake, I made mistakes, this is what I did. That I want to correct. You will be respected more. It doesn't matter how deep, than to burn in that lake of fire. Legacy is character, is values, is discipline, wisdom, honor, integrity. Basically, patterns of living. How do you live day in, day out? What are you modeling out? Because whatever we repeatedly model out, whatever we repeatedly model out is what others will inherit. If we can remember that, then you will know that it's never too late to rebuild. See that old man there? It's never too late. It's never too late to rebuild. You see, one of the deepest revelations in this lesson today is restoration. The widow's story teaches us very clearly that it's never too late to rebuild. She was probably a housewife, seated at home. The husband dies. She doesn't even know where to start from. Because if she had a job, probably we wouldn't be talking about her. She would have catered for the debt slowly by slowly. Should have come up with an arrangement with the creditors. Okay, my job, I only earn this. My husband is not available. I have to take care of my children, so I'll be able to pay in this number of years. And then they close the topic. But she was probably home waiting for daddy to buy everything. But restoration can happen. Because the same widow that we're talking about teaches us that it's never too late to rebuild, that it's never too late to correct direction, that it's never too late to restore dignity, however bad it is. It's never too late to restore dignity. It's never too late. It's never too late to transform legacy. It's never too late to begin again. Let them laugh. This is your life. This is you accounting. You will be asked, I gave you 5 talents. Just because you never wanted people to get to know this, or you never wanted, because some of these transformation processes, some parts a public. And you may not be able to avoid it. So if you feel like you'll be shamed, you'll be disgraced, you know, then still we have now to deal with this people pleasing. We have to deal with this issue of trying to fit in. It's never too late to rebuild again. It doesn't matter how old you are. You know, even if you're doing it for 1 year and you did, it's okay. You tried. But you did not say, give up. I'm done. You can start from scratch. You see, Paul once persecuted Christians, yet later he became one of the greatest apostles, writers of scripture. How many books does he have? Even when you open the Bible behind, the whole map is full of Paul, his journey. What does that mean? Your past failures do not become your final identity. No. You may have failed in the past, but it's different. Grace, your name is very beautiful. It's still grace to rebuild. So let's go through our favorite, the reflection questions. Anything before I go on? Anything before I go on with the reflection questions? Because I would like to go on with the. Do we have any questions or any additions? Very good. Okay. So, question 1. We usually carry out these reflection questions, Kate. This is what we usually do every single day. Okay. We have to ask ourselves, we have to check ourselves. So we have to have our notebooks, our pens, we have to check ourselves. Where are we? What is that private process that you are currently going through that may eventually become a public solution? You may not know right now, and it is okay. But it's also okay to write down that question so that when the answer comes, you're like, finally. Because that means it's a goal and you look forward to actually fulfilling it. For example, if you're a founder, yeah, or an entrepreneur and you're going through a lot of burnout, and then later you build systems that help organizations create healthier leadership cultures. You started with what? With burnout. But now you're the one who's building systems for organizations. And now other organizations have become healthier. Their leadership cultures have become healthier because of the challenge you experienced. You don't know that how far gone the burnout effects played out on your life. So you see, don't despise these challenges. They are opportunities. Question 2. What oil have you developed through pain that could eventually help others? What is that oil that you have developed through pain? Guys, even if you don't have the answer right now, it helps you to put it as a goal. Now, I am going to be very intentional because I must find out the oil. You may think you don't know, but when you actually know, but you see, that's why we have these accountability partners. When you have an accountability partner and you're discussing, that's when that revelation is going to grow. For example, someone who overcame emotional instability and then later mentors others in identity alignment, emotional stewardship. That's oil that's developed through pain. What was the pain? Emotional instability. And what is the oil? Mentorship, identity alignment, emotional stewardship. So write down the pain and start noting You're going to see. Hmm? On this series, I don't have answers to a lot of questions. There's a lot of work to be done. That is a very good, honest statement. And I agree with you. You may not be at this level right now. And the reason is why I first gave you the transformation process with the series that we did before. Yeah, was for you to understand what transformation is. Now, the reason as to why we came to this one, the empty vessel series, is to show you after transformation or during transformation, this is exactly what you're going to be mirroring. This is what you're going to see. The empty vessel series is like the answers to the encounters, the exposures, all the steps, discernment. You'll see how discernment. So I give you an example, like a case study. Okay? So that you don't say you threw on us a transformation process, you've not explained it to us practically. So the empty vessel series explains practically what a transformation process of a human being is. Because what did she encounter? Death. Sons are being taken away. Grief. Husband has died. What was uncovered? What did she choose to do in terms of reconciliation? How did she choose to move forward differently? So this was like a case study of the transformation process, just to encourage you that this is doable. So the series that we did of the transformation process of what we did before, yeah? This is the case study that shows you that it is doable. You may not be at this level, but I want you to be inspired. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to press forward and see that, it's actually explained practically. So question 3, are you only praying for provision or are you also preparing for stewardship? Because you may be, I just want to get what I can get and that's it. I don't want anything more. As long as I can get my car, my house, my money, yeah, I can go to the saloon, I do this. So which one? Are you preparing only for provision or stewardship? Because you see, many people desire influence, money, opportunities, but avoid the discipline that is required to sustain them responsibly. Question 4, what patterns are you currently modeling for the next generation? What patterns are you currently modeling for the next generation? For example, children, teams, mentees, and communities often inherit not what we say, but what we consistently demonstrate. Okay? 5, what part of your life needs rebuilding instead of hiding? Does this mean in everything we do, be it business, we should first look at the purpose behind it? Does it serve God? Yes. Yes. It's very, very important. Guys, I think you've seen that everything that I have been telling you, whether it is the financial aspect of your life or relationships or your spiritual or social or mental or physical, there must be a purpose behind everything that you do. You must have purpose then you do, then there must be an outcome. If you live your life like that, it's going to become very meaningful. This is my marriage. What is the purpose behind this marriage? What is the outcome? These are my children. They are my responsibility. What is the purpose? Why was I given these children? What is the outcome? This is the business. Because it starts with family and then it goes to this is the business, or this is my job. This is my leadership role. What is the purpose? What am I expected to do? And what is the outcome? Yes, it's never too late to rebuild. So what patterns are you currently modeling for the next generation? What are you modeling for children? What are you modeling for your teams? What are you modeling for your mentees? If you have people that you are mentoring, what are you modeling for communities? Because people don't inherit what we say. They inherit what we consistently demonstrate. So it's never too late to correct. If you've been going through mistakes in what you say, your character, it was completely wrong. You can go back and rebuild, okay? And then now you consistently demonstrate, this is the new me. This was me before, but this is the new me. It's never too late to rebuild. So these questions are not to guilt trip you, but to enable you to rethink. So I can do something about it. Yes. Okay. Let me do something about it. It's not too late. 5, what part of your life needs rebuilding instead of hiding? What part of your life needs rebuilding instead of hiding? For example, a leader who experienced failure may need to rebuild integrity, something I've already talked about, may need to rebuild relationships, may need to rebuild purpose. Rather than going on and living in shame, it happened. For whatever reasons, whether they are external or internal, acquired, inherited, or you opened doors you were not supposed to open. Take responsibility and say, okay, instead of hiding, instead of walking in shame, instead of feeling like this and that, let me rebuild. Let me rebuild. Don't walk in shame. So, brings me to the how-to steps. Are we reflecting? It will help you. Even if you're not there right now, it will help you. So let's go to the how-to steps. Step 1, identify the oil. First, recognize the wisdom, the lessons, the resilience, and the capacity that is being developed through your experiences. So take note of all your experiences. Go through the transformation process, encounters, exposures, reconciliation, integrity as it goes, okay? And recognize the wisdom that you're picking from every encounter you're having, the lessons that you're picking from every experience, okay? The resilience and the capacity that is being developed through those experiences. When you identify the oil, then you can stop despising the process. If you don't identify the oil, you will despise the process because of lack of knowledge. When you understand that pressure, refinement, and responsibility are often preparing you for sustainable impact, then you will stop despising the process. The fires that you're going through, they are preparing you for sustainable impact. The fires is the refinement. The responsibilities that are loaded on you, they are preparing you for sustainable impact. The pressure you are experiencing is preparing you for sustainable impact. So don't despise the process. I'm telling you, if God is on your side, if you have backing, the Holy Spirit, God, Jesus Christ, for those ones who believe in God, if you have backing, even if you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, fear no evil, for he is with you. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. So you walk through the valley of the shadow, knowing that, Abednego, Meshach, and who? And Shadrach, they stood in the fire. Also me. Then you go. After all, the king did not kill Esther when she just walked down that aisle when she wasn't supposed to. Let me go. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Huh? Let me go. You start mentioning all of them. Don't despise the process because you need to build systems around that solution. You need to be able to build systems around the solution. Do not allow transformation to remain emotional inspiration only. This is not a motivation speech. You don't want to just remain emotional. No. You're going to build structures. Okay, you've seen the woman. She went in with, she came out with structures. She came out disciplines. She came out with systems. She came stewardship around what she developed. Not just to solve the problem that she had for that particular time. No, but she had provision that could last her alive through the system. Those are income generating activities. That is cash flow. And then she had, I'm passing this on to you. There were systems, there were structures, the sustainability, put in mind continuity, put in mind generational impact, put in mind. So you can be broken to pieces, but that pain can birth a solution to a problem, just like the widow. So practice responsible stewardship. For those, even if you're not yet there, I want you to be encouraged. I don't want you to drop out of the process. That's why we had to have this case study in this series. Okay? Practice responsible stewardship. Learn accountability. Okay? When I tell you accountability partners, accountability, right from the start, learn accountability, learn consistency, learn discipline, learn sustainability, and wise management of what has been entrusted to you. Right now, what is there with you? Don't despise, however small. What is it that is with you? Because this is what is going to help you to think beyond yourself. Ask yourself, how is this that I am building going to continue blessing others long after I am gone? How is it going to continue blessing others? I'll be honest with you. Whatever it is that you're doing, whatever broke you, if you have the backing, hmm? If whatever you are building is built on a strong foundation, a upon this rock he builds, and not even the gates of Hades shall prevail. If that is your foundation, the winds will blow. Boo, boo. This empty vessel series began with emptiness, not so? That's why we call it the empty vessel series. Empty yourself of all pride, bitterness, anger, dysfunction, what? Everything. Began with emptiness, desperation, fear, and hidden capacity. Now, what are we concluding with? Imagine 11 lessons. We're talking about stewardship. We've seen how the journey has come from beginning to now. Now we're talking about stewardship. Now we are talking about sustainability. Now we are talking about provision. Now we are talking about responsibility. Now we're talking about legacy. And now we are talking about inheritance. The widow's story reveals that God does not merely rescue people from crisis. No. No. If you've been expecting someone to come and save you, please come out of the dream world. No one is going to save you. He's going to transform the vessels into carriers of purpose, provision, generational impact. He will transform. He will not remove you. You will remain in the problem. So change your perception. Say, I want to transform. You will become a carrier of purpose. You will become a carrier of provision. You will become a carrier of generational impact. Why did the oil flow? The oil flowed because she was obedient. The oil flowed because she was prepared. The oil flowed because she emptied herself. Bitterness, go. Anger, go. Go, 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 go. The oil flowed because she gathered herself. My two sons. Let's get She endured all the refinement. She cried, she dried her tears, she was tormented. Just let me wake up, let me go, no matter what, let's go. She endured refinement and she remained in position. She remained in position. She remained in position. Even when the winds came and blew her away a bit, okay, she came back to position. Blew her away a bit, okay, she came back to position. Remain where you were called, where you are, grow where you are planted. Someone gave me that smoothie, where you're planted. She remained there. And in the end, what happened? What began as survival became inheritance. It became inheritance. So what is that oil? What is that oil? This is your assignment now. Because tomorrow we're going to do the Q&A. Okay? I want you to identify the oil your experiences have produced within you. The systems or the structures that you need to build around it. You may not be able to answer that now, but I want you to pack it. And as you go through the transformation process, you make reference to, let me keep going. What is that legacy that you want your life to leave behind? Transformation is not complete until what has been formed in private becomes capable of sustaining others beyond you. Beyond you. You see how you get out of the transformation? You just get out the whole package. You don't come out just provision for yourself. You come out from deliverance to dominion to legacy to inheritance. That is what the transformation process gives you. You're not going to just be delivered and come out. No. You will sit and you will take dominion in your leadership sphere. After, you'll have legacy. You remain, be patient. I know you really want to go out. I know you really want to make the money. I know you really have. Trust me, if you are patient enough to go through that transformation process from beginning to end, what did the woman come out with? She came out delivered. She came out um, dominion over that territory of hers. And then what else? Legacy and now inheritance. She left her inheritance. We've seen the whole 3 or 4 sections revealed through her journey. And that's exactly what is going to happen to you if you take this transformation process serious. And I already gave it to you. You had classes on it. And now I've even given you a case study from the good book. Unless you have any questions. Hmm? Why are you quiet? And do you have any questions? We are good, right? Brenda, anything? Hmm? Mia, the topic, eh? I know. But it's the last one in the I don't expect you to be right now here, and I would be expecting much, but at least I just wanted you to uh, you see, when you have like a goal, you're reflecting a lot. That's good. When you have like a goal ahead of you, then you will know what you push. You won't give up, because at least you see that she did it, and it has been expounded for me in 11 lessons. She went in empty. She came out with legacy, inheritance, dominion, delivered. I'm humbled to Juliet. I'm humbled to how God can do very beautiful things. We're going to start a new series, uh, communicating, but tomorrow we're going to do a Q&A. So just come ready. We'll start right from the start, lesson 1. So it will help Kate as well, who has not been with us. She'll have at least an understanding of what we have been talking about from lesson 1. This has truly changed your life. Thank you, Juliet. That is so good to hear. That is so good to hear. And that's exactly what I've been telling you, that whatever it is that you're going to be doing, please have a purpose in mind and then an outcome, because there must be impact. That's the one thing I have learned in the process, that every day I have woken up today, what is the purpose for today? What am I looking at? What is the outcome that I am looking for? It's not just for that particular time, but there must be an outcome. Okay, guys, so I guess this is it for today. We can meet tomorrow for the Q&A. Please be on time as well. And it was nice having you. I hope you have a beautiful afternoon. Reflect well. I hope you've taken notes. And I'll see you tomorrow, right? 12:15 p.m. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. It is well. Okay. Shalom, shalom. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Have a very beautiful day, rest of the day. Oh, be fruitful, multiply, subdue, take dominion, and did I say replenish? Yes. And yeah, be fruitful, multiply, subdue, replenish, and take dominion. Yes. Okay, guys. Bye bye.